So we got Robbie.
All right, so the DeShaun Watson odds, they've taken a little bit of a creep towards the Dolphins' favor. In fact, prior to this past weekend, before all the news bombs dropped from Schefter and Mortensen, the Texans were minus 160 to have DeShaun Watson play game 1 of the 2021 season. That just for clarification on the bet. And then last night, I texted you guys that the Texans have fallen to plus 170, and now I checked this morning, the Texans have fallen again to plus 185, and the Dolphins are now plus 275 as the team Deshaun Watson is going to play for to start the year next year.
So everybody's plus right now.
Yeah, everybody's plus.
Did Deshaun? Did Richard Sherman move the odds at all? Because he was very pro Jets yesterday.
No. In fact, the Jets are plus 325. They're the third favorite. But no, the Dolphins odds got bigger, not the Jets.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Who in their right mind would do that?
Go to the Jets?
You see the way that team is.
He liked the post.
He did like the post.
He likes all posts. He's a good guy. Right?
That's not how liking works, man.
But that's my friend. I like him. Right? Like, come on. Like, why do we read in that he liked the post?
He liked a New York Post cover because they tagged him on it, and he liked it. The fact that they would trade for him. Is the Jets going to get? The Jets can also give a lot of picks.
But it's the Jets, dude. It's the Jets.
ESPN yesterday did a piece, and they think that it's going to take three number ones to get him,
or 2 number ones and a quarterback.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you think like that? Like, if you are their front office guy, do you think that that's a sale you want? Like, I almost feel like I want the 3 number one.
Darnold on the open market is probably not worth more than a 2, maybe 2 or a 3. So you're basically 2 1s and a 2. If it's Sam Darnold is the quarterback, Tua might be. I could see 2 number ones and Tua being enough, but I can't see 2 number ones and Darnold being enough.
Although Darnold might be farther along than Tua.
But he has more depreciation on him. He's 3 years removed from getting drafted. He has more depreciation. Tua's
plus.
Wait. That's not how it works in sports.
Of course it is.
No, it doesn't. You don't depreciate as soon as you get into the league. You go the other way.
As soon as you take
what are you talking about, Robbie?
As soon as the kid walks off the podium, his value depreciates.
What?
Yeah. Like a car.
No, it's not like that.
Rosa depreciated.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Was Tom Brady worth more after the first Super Bowl or the third one? What? Yeah, but think about this. How much did Green Bay have to pay to get Brett Favre, and how much did the Jets have to pay to get Brett Favre? 15 years later.
Yeah, it cost the Jets. It cost the Jets nothing. It probably cost them like a 3rd-round pick at best.
Do you want to because ESPN did a big breakdown on Dolphins and Jets as far as the destinations for Watson? You want to hear what some of they have to say on it?
Sure.
Let's see. It says clutch performances were a trademark for Watson, whose 10 game-winning drives in the first 3 seasons was the most by any NFL quarterback. Comebacks are hard to find in the 4-12 season, but Watson didn't hurt his stock. Career high 112.4 passer rating, along with 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 70% completion percentage.
On a team that was 4-12, those numbers just don't fit that team.
Here we go. Potential destinations. Acquiring Watson might require not only 3 first-rounders, but at least 1 very high pick. Multiple evaluators say that's why. Those same evaluators consistently point to 2 teams, the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Both teams have 2 things in this year's draft that the others don't: a top 3 pick and multiple first. The Jets has the 2nd overall pick, 23rd. Miami selects 3rd and has the 18th overall pick. Working with these 2 teams gives Houston a chance to draft Watson's replacement or take on their respective current starters, Sam Darnold or Tua Tagovailoa, if they want them. Quote, if Houston does a deal with one of them, I bet they go after both first in this cycle because that immediately helps them get better in a year that they have limited capital. In future years, you don't know what the picks are going to be. Both teams could easily absorb Watson's contract. The Jets have $69 million plus in projected cap space. The Dolphins have $25 million projected cap space, no state income tax, which Watson has been getting paid in Texas. The Texans could also ask them to throw in a star or an ascending player to sweeten the deal. The Jets' best asset might be left tackle Mekhi Becton, although they did just pay Laramie Tunsil. But whatever. But GM Joe Douglas probably wouldn't want to part with his first-round pick. Becton looks like a future All-Pro. The Dolphins have interceptions leader Xavier Howard and intriguing young pass rushers for starters. Multiple execs estimate anywhere from 10 to 15 teams will consider giving up major draft capital to get Watson. There are simply too many QB-starved teams out there.
Yeah, Watson's base salary, if whoever trades for him, is only going to be $10 million. The Texans are stuck with
They're stuck with the signing bonus. They're stuck with the signing bonus money.
But then the next year it jumps to like $35 million. But for this coming football season, 2021, it's his cap number for his new team is $10 million.
So if you're Texas or you're the Texans, and you see what's going on with your quarterback, and you know you need him to win, do you just hope that it dies down?
I think
he's never going to trust you.
I think I'm starting to think this is all a ruse by DeShaun Watson so that the Texans hire Eric Bieniemy as head coach. They're the coach that he wants, which, by the way, I agree. Eric Bieniemy is the betting favorite to be the next Houston Texans head coach.
Of course, Robbie has the.
Of course he does.
So
I'm still with Robbie. Like I have to see it before I believe it. I just don't think
this doesn't happen. Like I can't even think. I mean, I'm thinking of you got Brett Favre at the end of his career, but he did play 5 more years.
I mean, the last quarterback he doesn't compare to these guys, but Jay Cutler got traded like in his quote unquote prime.
Really.
He got it was 2 number ones and a quarterback to get Jay Cutler.
That's what
Chicago paid to Denver.
What are they?
They also gave up a boatload for Mitch Trubisky. So they lose all credibility, gone.
They love giving up a ton for quarterbacks.
Right. I mean, Mitch Trubisky, like he played for North Carolina, and we were like, second pick in the draft. I didn't see it.
The Bears are idiots. Why don't they just do what the Dolphins did, which is just pay Jay Cutler off the couch $10 million?
You think they wanted to take it back when he said, "I'm a quarterback. I don't need to be in that good of shape." That's something you want to hear from your quarterback. Meanwhile, Tom Brady is drinking grass juice and all that stuff.
Okay, so I want to get a couple things here. So Pro Football Focus, nerd website, they have some thoughts on Tua Tagovailoa. I got this from Barry Jackson's Sports Buzzin' blog, Leroy.
Okay, all right. Like I'm a listen to this and tell you if they are being reasonable with expectations.
So here's what they say. Hold your tongue, Robbie, because I know you're ready to pounce because you think he's a bum.
All right.
But here's what the nerds have to say. When looking for positives, Tua Tagovailoa's pocket presence and manipulation really stood out. The Dolphins line, while improved, was still objectively very bad. Tagovailoa had to operate in some tight quarters, which was a wake-up from his days at Alabama, and he still made plays. He got rid of the ball in a swift 2.52 seconds on average. He had a good feel for the timing of the Dolphins offense, but it was not a scheme that did him many favors. It was clear that now departed offensive coordinator Chan Gailey was afraid to take the training wheels off. Tagovailoa's 65.2 grade on throws targeted of 10-plus yards downfield paled in comparison to Burrow, who had an 87.3, and Herbert, 89.6. He simply wasn't finding the opportunities when they presented themselves and lost sight of defenders in coverage too often. It's easy to chalk up plays like this to the one below as a rookie mistake, but there were enough of them that it's worth monitoring going forward.
I'll agree. The one caveat I would put on that is when we first started talking about Tua's year, or as we were talking about it during the season, one of the biggest complaints everybody had of Tua when he got into the league is he holds the ball too long. He's too little to hold the ball that long. So you could see when he first started getting his playing time, everybody in the organization seemed like they made a conscious effort of getting rid of the ball or getting the ball out of Tua's hands.
Right.
Thus, that's why it may look like that,
And
the way it did. Because
like a guy you always bring up holding the ball long is like Ben Roethlisberger. He's the size of a moose.
right.
And a lot of the times when he's doing that, he's trying to chuck the ball downfield, which is not exactly what Tua was doing.
The other thing that I would also say is that when you look at how long they hold the ball, I would say look at what Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert did as far as holding the ball and say, you know what, if they held the ball for 3 seconds, what could Tua have done with an extra 5-10, half a second? You see what I mean? So it's hard to compare. Everybody wants to compare the three quarterbacks, but their circumstances are so different that it's hard to tell who would be able to do what in the other system.
Well, the one thing that stands out to me in this is their mention of Chan Gailey and the idea that he wouldn't take the training wheels off. I still want to know, because we don't know all the factors in this type of stuff.
Right.
What choice aren't to it, but it definitely felt like they were taking more risks and doing more and opening up more with Fitzpatrick. I don't know what that is. I'm not keen enough to know. Is that because Fitzpatrick's just a veteran and he knows the offense better? Is that because he is more of a risk taker by nature?
Yes. Yes, and yes. The other thing is
all of it.
All of it. The other thing is this, right? Tua hasn't figured out how much time he really has and what he can do with that shorter amount of time than he had in college. For example, Fitz gets rid of the ball really quickly, but he also is able to go through his progression quickly. He's also able to read the defense quickly. He's also able to throw the ball down the field because he understands those other two things. To say Tua can't get there, it would be unfair, but to say that he should be there and be doing it the same way Fitz is doing it is also unfair. Like, Robbie, keep in mind, people took the Dolphins' success and wanted the team to win because they were so close without acknowledging that you still have a quarterback learning. And Spo tried to say, forget that, I want to win. And then the fact of the matter is Fitz got hurt. So I would guess, and you can't tell me I'm wrong, Fitz would have came in that last game.
Yeah, you think they would have started Tua, but if it would have gone bad, they would have gone to Fitz.
Yes, because Flo's big thing is, which I appreciate more than anything is that he is doing whatever he can to win. It is not a knock on his players. It is not for lack of confidence in his players, but he wants to win right now.
Robbie, your thoughts on the Pro Football Focus? Did that ease your concerns at all?
No, not at all. I'm still very concerned about Tua. Like, a bum is a bum. I know a bum when I see a bum.
Really?
You can throw all the fancy stats you want and nerds and all that, but a bum is a bum. Sometimes you just have the feel for the game, and the science shows that Tua is putting up fine numbers. 6-3. 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and all of a sudden, when the game was on the line, when he needed to win the game, what did he start doing? Throwing the ball down the field. Then what started happening? 3 interceptions. It was all fake. It was all a lie.
Robbie,
we were fooled.
Robbie, don't take the circumstances or the results and just assume that Tua's beyond certain things that he has to learn on the football field. You say, oh, it's 6-3 and we had to win the last game for him to go to the playoffs. That doesn't change that he's still a rookie. That doesn't change he didn't have an offseason. That doesn't change that he's still got to go through certain growing pains that most quarterbacks go through when they suck.
And we're talking about taking a receiver 3rd overall, which you only do when you have a bad quarterback. You don't take a receiver 3 overall unless your quarterback's terrible.
They're putting the receiver. They have very multiple receivers are going super high this year. Like a lot of teams are going to.
Jamar Chase, Yeah, this is a receiver heavy draft. But the best teams, you look at the teams playing in this Sunday, the final 4 teams. You got the Buffalo Bills. Their top 2 receivers, Stephon Diggs and John Brown. Now, Buffalo did trade a first-round pick for Stephon Diggs, but he was already an established Pro Bowl receiver. He was a fifth-round pick.
So he counts as a first-rounder,
no, he doesn't.
Robbie?
He was drafted in the 5th round.
It counts as a first-rounder.
No, he was.
If you trade – hold on. I don't care where the player is drafted. If you trade one of your first-round picks, that guy becomes a first-round pick because you would rather have him other than your first-round pick.
Yeah, but you're not drafting a rookie in that first round. You're drafting a Pro Bowler, already made Pro Bowler in that first round with Buffalo.
But you gave up your first-rounder.
Okay,
first-round pick.
But Stephon Diggs is not a rookie when they traded a first-round pick for him. He was a 5th-round pick from the Vikings.
What about Mike Evans?
Mike Evans is your lone first-round pick out of everybody. Godwin wasn't a first-round pick. Devontae Adams wasn't a first-round pick. Antonio Brown wasn't a first-round pick. Gronk
he's
wasn't
the best.
I just named so many great receivers.
Robbie. Okay. You are taking an imperfect science and making it perfect with your analysis. Because what you're saying is that all first-round picks are the best in that draft. And all 4th or 5th round picks should only be role players. Okay, so with a science that's inexact, what you're doing is trying to cornhole all these decisions or all these draft picks into the position they were drafted.
Don't you mean pigeonhole, bro?
Just because the best receiver in the league wasn't drafted in the first round, if you have to give up a first round pick for that player, that means you are willing to sacrifice whatever you were going to get in the first round for that guy.
Oh, I forgot to mention Tyreek Hill, not a first round pick.
That's only because of monster red flags.
Red flags, but he wouldn't have gone first round even without the red flags. He would have gone like 2nd or 3rd, but he went 5th because of the red flags.
Hold on. Did you say cornhole a receiver?
Who?
You.
Did I?
Did you? Yeah. What do you mean? You tossed him like a beanbag?
No. Cornhole. Like put him into a...
That's pigeonhole, bro.
Pigeonhole. There you go.
Travis Kelce, not a first-round pick.
Wrong animal.
It's not an animal.
Can we just go to break?
Okay.